was Cape Town corner always. It's Pertamina Fastron. They made their way through that turn 4 of Saddle Sweep. And then what happens is now out of the turn 5, Pertamina Fastron. They pick up the pace now. The lights are on. They will go out. And we'll be racing for 6 laps. Majority of the field have the headlamps on. It is Donadio and Hitchcock that will lead them off. Away we go now as we charge up to turn 1, Holes Hook. And then let's see now, I think the whole shot will be taken by Donadio. Make sure they all get through that first turn, but look at their Hitchcock going a bit wide and leaving the door open for Momberg in the Capri. They're onto the Joubert straight now, and they'll make their way now towards Castrol Corner. Look at the advantage already that the little Chev is getting over everybody else.
And it's got such big rear tires for that little car, like you say, and it can just put the power down even in conditions like this. But I think if it's not that's putting the power down, as we see that BMW 2002 spin around, that's Matthew Rowe. Yeah. He's taken it to the dirt. But I'm sure he's
gardening today, I have to say. It's a very nice hobby, I have to say. But yes, he gets back onto the circuit very quickly.
Yep, like I was saying about that Donadio Chev, it's more about the throttle control in this kind of weather than the tires. But we see Matthew Rowe gets back up to pace once again and slots into the back of the field.
The bit of the dark horse here, Jordan, as they make their way onto the back straight through Saddle Sweep it looks like it is Brian Evans, who had a good start for himself from 5th, going up into 4th, past Michael Hitchcock as well. So Michael Hitchcock at the moment will sit, I think, in 4th position at the moment. They go through Pertamina Fastron now. And we'll run it down to the line as you see Fadi Maton and the Morris Minor going through the picture now towards turn 5, Pertamina Fastron. Kelvin Beekman behind the wheel of that just under 1300cc Morris Minor.
Yeah, but you're right. There goes Franco Donadio, followed by Trevor Momberg, Brian Evans, and then Michael Hitchcock crossing the line. That's the top 4 as it stands. Then it's one of the Golfs of Lane Hutchins, followed by Jared Evans. It seems like that Scirocco has dropped off the pace of Trevor Hutchings. So he'll have to try and claw that back up as we watch Franco Donadio make his way into Castrol Corner.
Yeah, through Castrol he'll come. Look at Brian Evans looking at the back there of his fellow Ford, but a different Ford of Trevor Momberg. And they will not go as tight. It gets a little bit wet and dammy on the inside of that corner, like a lot of the corners here at Killarney. We had it in turn 1 earlier on before the substantial rain came. Through Interceptor Shoes corner, they almost nose to tail Momberg and Evans, leaving Michael Hitchcock behind, but they're keeping Franco Donadio in sight. He's been lighting up the sector times here, a 35.2, a 36, and a 34.9 in his last sector the last time around, maintaining that 2.7 second gap as Michael Hitchcock goes through Super Saddle Sweep.
Yep, they make their way down now, but now we see Lane Hutchings followed there by Jared Evans in that Mark 1 Capri. And the rest of the grid, that's Fadi Mouton and Calvin Beekman in the Morris Minor making their way through. There's Trevor Hutchings and Sean Bess is coming into view now in that little Mini. Like I said, still getting back to grips with it. But I'm sure if he does the next round and it's dry, he'll be one to watch.
Robert Rowe is on the back of that group over there as Donadio makes his way across the line. A 1:39.120 for him. It was 2.7 seconds, now 5.5 seconds between himself and Trevor Momberg. Brian Evans just latched to the back, a second back of Trevor Momberg. They're making their way towards Holes Hook now. We watch Lane Hutchings that currently leads Class C. And ahead of Jared Evans Capri, he at the moment is 3rd in Class B. Class B leader is still Trevor Momberg, and Brian Evans will be fighting it out at the top of that Class B section. Lane, then I said it's going to be Trevor Hutchings and Fadi Mouton, and then the Morris Minor there of Calvin Beekman and Glenn Ayton Bogart, like in race 1, not having the happiest time out there in that Granada.
Yeah, I'm not sure he's quite happy with that Granada Piranha as it stands. I'm pretty sure it suits him and the car better in the dry. So it must be quite a lot to muscle around in these damp conditions. But now we watch and look into Interceptor Corner. There we see 4th place of Michael Hitchcock in that Cape Forklift's Mustang, followed there by Lane Hutchings in that Golf. It still impresses me to think that we can have cars like that, a front-wheel drive Mark II from the 80s fighting up against Mustangs with massive V8 cubic inches from the 60s.
Well, we take a look at the 70s, though, with that Sirocco coming through onto the Tygerberg Straight. There's the Granada as well. They'll open up now through Saddle Sweep and onto the back main, back straight, whichever way you want to put it, same difference.
Yep, they'll make their way down that as Franco Donadio gets a bit snappy into turn 1, putting that power down as there's still very patchy ground on the tarmac. You can see all those puddles just sitting around, and the ones we can't see are the dangerous ones, and the ones the drivers can't see are even more dangerous, because you hit it, especially if there's a little bit of oil under that surface layer of water. It's a very, very quick that you can have an incident. But we look now at Michael Hitchcock sitting in 4th place, making his way around Holes Hook.
Yeah, he'll open up onto the Joubert Straight now. He's basically, you could say, on his own, Jordan, because he's got about 8.2 seconds between himself and Lane Hutchings. Lane Hutchings 3.6 seconds ahead of Jared Evans, and a bit of movement happening as well. A little bit further down the field, 30 Maton, Glenn Ayton Bogart, all coming into this particular section. Ayton Bogart's on the inside of the Mustang there, but Maton will just keep the nose ahead for now, and the fight is on. But look who's watching there behind them is the Morris Minor of Calvin Beckman.
That is going to be close to the end of this race, but we look to the lead, and there is Franco Donadio in that little Chev Can-Am, just trundling it around. We know he loves to throw his old Escort sideways, but I think this thing is a different beast. He can't throw it around as much as he wants to, and it's definitely a lot lighter on the throttle input to put the power down, but he'll make his way into turn 1. But now we look, as we can't even see the cars with that drop of rain in the middle.
Those drops of rain really fall in the most convenient parts of the camera lens, but there they come across the line now. It was 1 second at one stage. It's now 1.3 seconds between Momberg and Evans as they charge up to Holes Hook. Coming out of the turn 5, which of course is Fastron corner, that is going to be the Mustang of Michael Hitchcock on his own, but second in Class A. And then Lane Hutchings in the 8-valve Golf Mark II that runs it now, bringing us back and reminiscing about the days of old Group N racing. He comes across the line though then and starts another lap.
Followed there by one of the pairings, one of the family pairings of Jared Evans, the son now crossing the line ahead of Trevor Hutchings. They make their way across the line. That's the first 7. And now we look a little bit further back. That's Robert Rowe in that 325 IS BMW E30. He makes his way around the circuit and around Pertamina Fastron. He had 2 spins in race 1, but he's kept it calm and collected this time around, but followed there by Sean Bester.
Well, just going through turn 1 now and onto the Joubert Straight will be the Morris Minor chasing a Mustang. Going up towards Castrol Corner now, they will do, as I saw that the leader was making originally his way back to the line again. But here comes the Granada, and the Morris is looking on the inside of Mouton. Not close enough yet, Jordan, but a mighty drive, and Frankie's really enjoying that one over here. There, of course, this is what we're talking about, power. It means nothing here now.
It's a battle of David and Goliath, quite literally. Or Morris and Mustang, if you will. And we do see that the leader is on his last lap. But we'll watch this battle until we get close to the end. But look at this. Look at Berkman closing in on Mouton. He's going to try and stick it up the inside if there's any drier patches. But it won't be enough. That Mustang's got the grunt, and it's got the feet underneath him, or got the legs underneath him, rather, to power ahead. But we'll see now. Here comes Hitchcock across the line to start his final lap.
Well, just want to go out of turn 2 towards turn 3. There's a lovely battle still going on, and it's closest it has ever been now, Jordan, because here we have Trevor Momberg in his blue Capri and the blue Escort Mark I of Brian Evans right behind him. It's going to be a now or never lap for him. The leader, though, comes down the back straight towards Pertamina Fastron, turn 5 for the last time today.
Yep, it'll be the last lap or the last time for this race and the last time for this day. He's just coming around the exit of, as he gets a little bit sideways, comes around the exit of Pertamina Fostron for the final time. Passes turn 5A, that we like to call it, and down the main straight to collect race number 2's victory, as well as race number 1's victory. And now we watch coming onto our screen and into picture just out of Pertamina Fostron is Trevor Momberg, followed there by Brian Evans. It's going to be a run to the line between the two, through the puddle, through the spray. It's going to be Momberg in the Capri beating out Brian Evans to the line.
Yeah, by 0.2 of a second over there. Robert Rowe, he is finishing 11th a lap down. Sean Bester in the Mini does likewise in 12th position. Now we have the battle, the 4, 5, 6, and 7. Michael Hitchcock will come home in 4th position in Mustang number 67, second in Class A as well. You'll see him soon come out of turn 5. And then we have Lane Hutchings and, Fostron, and then Jared Evans and Trevor Hutchings also up in that section.
But Michael Hitchcock will cross the line in 4th place and second in Class A. And here comes this little group of Lane Hutchings, followed by Jared Evans and Trevor Hutchings to finish out between classes B and C. That's for 5th, 6th, and 7th, respectively. And now we wait for Glenn Aiden Bogart to come across the line in that Piranha.
There's some movement happening down the in that battle as it is. Jordan, let's watch them as they come out of Pertamina Fostron. It's going to be the Granada that will appear first. Glenn Aiden Bogart. There is, of course, the lap. Morris is challenging the Mustang to the line. They will come in behind the lapped Jan Engelbrecht, but the Mustang will just get it ahead of the bravest man here today, Calvin Beekman. A mighty performance for him, and that gave us some lovely excitement towards the end. Some beautiful stuff to round off this race day.
Yeah, as Frankie sends, only 7/10 the gap between the two at the line. But what a nice way to round out the day as the sky opens just above the sea in front of us. And hopefully it'll stay that way, even though that's what we would have liked early on. But a great day, even though there was a delay during the middle of the day. But I want to say awesome stuff from all the marshals. A big thank you. And everyone involved, all the drivers, all the riders for getting out here and bracing the weather with us. Incredible, incredible stuff.
Well, folks, that wraps it up for the day. A big thanks from the whole commentary team: Francois Butler, Byron Height, Jordan Human, Frankie Yennis. Very difficult conditions, exactly the same